Time to talk some football. Hello, folks. She's happy dance time on Roughriders, on Roughriders. Go, 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 go. We're on the way to the show, show, show. Let's go, 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 go. Oh, hey, hey, on Roughriders, on Roughriders. Go, 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 go. Yes. Another victory in the bank, folks. Yes, sirree, baby. 5-1. I'll never doubt you riders again. Well, I might. But I should have never doubted you. Thought this was going to be a close game, and wasn't even close. First game, I sat back and wasn't a bit nervous at all. The score is Flatters BC. Yeah, they got a lot of yards and points at the end that didn't mean much. Oh boy, what a game, what a game. Yeah, best game I've seen the offense play in one hell of a long time. And oh man, Harris hit some beautiful passes, some just beauties to Myers, and oh, he spread the ball around. You know, man, no two and outs. You know, I only had one of them. What can you say when you don't punt till the first of the fourth quarter? You know you've got game wrapped up. We didn't punt till the fourth quarter, and just controlled the ball. You know, I said in my pre-game video, win the running stats and you're gonna win. Well, we won that, and we shut Butler down. Didn't make a ton of yards, but we were respectable on the ground. And Harris, he hit some beauties on second down, first down. That's unreal, just unreal. Had a couple criticisms of him. When we did get that one interception, we got right down to the 8-yard line. And I don't know what it is with Harris. He's got that quarterback internal clock, both 1001 and 1003, and he panics. And one time, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He does a pirouette. He did it twice. He's got all sorts of time. You know, like the first one up the 8-yard line, he still had time. He just had to roll a little bit and flip it, but he missed the flip to Robustelli. Would have been beautiful. That was right before the half. That'd have been the dagger in the throat. But didn't need it, turned out. Didn't need it. Yeah, a few bad things happened that just game, and everybody knows which one it is. I'm going to talk about is that all-way hit, clean hit on Carney. Oh, wicked. I knew right away. Holy man, I thought it was his head he got hit, so but they did get hit hard, but it was his knee that buckled. Oh, terrible. He's out. He's out. I don't know. Didn't want to get carried off on the cart, but kudos to him. You could tell he was big time on that right knee. I think right knee, or even maybe left. Well, it don't matter. He's out, and that really puts the Riders in a bit of predicament. And they don't really have another running back ready to go like Houghton, the train. He's still on the 6th game, so I don't know how long he's going to be out. So where do we go get somebody? I don't know. The only guy I can think of is Fletcher. You know, right off the top of my head, that Montreal let go. He might be a good replacement. I'll guess how much it's going to cost the riders for somebody like that. Because AJ's running style, he could go down at any point too. The only other guy is the guy we had before, Hickson. Yeah, he wasn't, I liked him actually. I don't know how his blocking on pass protection was and stuff, but I liked his running style. They're definitely gonna have to go get somebody. That's the only bind we're in that I can see. Maybe another guy, I figured he might be out of sales. Man, when he won that interception, he took a wicked, he was running back and he tripped him up and he landed big time hard on his hip. So I don't know what's gonna happen there either. Hello. Rod, come on over here, this pass. Defense, they yielded enough yards again, but that's basically on the last half. And AJ Allen, oh boy, he had a hell of a game for the Riders. Big time game for the Riders. He could have had that, only bad thing, he could have had that first interception, but dropped that. But other than that, he played a heck of a game. I think he was one of our leading tacklers. And another guy that you don't really realize how important he is until he's out with Sanders, the D lineman. I'll tell you, he doesn't show on the stats sheet as a big time tackler and getting to the quarterback, but he if you watch, he just plugs up that center. And that's why Butler couldn't go nowhere, especially up the gut. Him and whoever's with him at the time, Rose or Big Mika. But that's when you shut down that middle. That's why your linebackers can make the tackles. You know, I know that for a fact. I played with two different sets of linemen in front of me. I was a linebacker, and if you got nobody coming out to harass you and block you, and they don't get to that level, you can fill those gaps that the running back tries to come through. There, that's Sanders, unsung hero as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, what a game though, what a game. Few things that bug me though is those stupid roughing the passer when they're running downfield. They're basically a runner, but they slide at the last second. You know, I'm all for the slide, but there has to be some common sense in this. You know, I'm talking about the Baldonado play. It's total horseshit. You know, come on, Rod, go. It's pretty wet out here. It's a wet day, but she's sunshine and rainbows in Saskatchewan, baby. Don't matter about the rain. Anyway, where was I? Baldonado, when he got that penalty for roughing the passer. First of all, he's not a passer. He's running at this point, so you have to put that in consideration. And if you're gonna slide, you can't slide once the guy's got his arms wide open and he's ready to wrap you up. And he's a 290-pound guy. And you slide in front of him. What do you expect's gonna happen? Baldonado did everything in his power to not collide with Rorik. But that much weight going that much fast, that fast, directly at the target, you can't expect anything more, especially when he slides so late. You know, the league has to take into consideration those factors, and of course Rorik plays it up too and flies back like he's been hit majorly, you know. And it was baloney. The guy tried his best not to hit you. If he'd have hit you, you'd still be laying there. And another thing I'll give kudos to the league for, seen it happen a couple times this week so far, is they're calling on pass interference. There was a couple times this week where they got challenged on the call, and we had one this game where they challenged it, BC, and I can't remember who it was that they challenged, but he did have his arm slightly on him just before the ball got there, and but didn't really majorly affect the pass, and they called a challenge on it, and the bloody league didn't reverse the call and said play as is, which is good. I've seen it happen like twice or maybe even 3 times this week that they didn't overturn a call. We had a couple that were called by the command center. Those ones drive me nuts. Those roughing the passer. Like, command center calls it. They don't call it on the field. There's 2 refs right back there. No call, no flag. Next thing you know, hang on, roughing the passer. I guess you can't call it down too much, because the player did actually make some contact with Rorik to the head, but only slightly. You know, you gotta let them play. I know they're trying to protect the quarterbacks. You know, talking about quarterbacks, I'll maybe make a video in a couple of days about the other games, but short blurb about Caleras. He went down. He took a pretty good hit, legal hit, and it was right between the chest and the shoulders. I mean, below the shoulders and below the neck and above the knees, and he knocked him a good one. Looked like he was holding his arm, but if you see the replay, he went back and whacked his head a good one. Now, how many times have I said, well, I can't believe how long Caleras has been in without his concussion problems he had before. You know, he was always on the brink of disaster, and they got him. You know, I don't know, Winnipeg's gonna be hard pressed with Strevler. If I was them, I'd be looking at Wilson awful quick. And another quarterback's Alexander. You know, why they brought him back before his thigh was completely healed is beyond me, because I'll tell you, he looks like he had a pretty bad limp, and I would hazard a guess that he's not going to be in. That's for sure. Well, back to our game. You know, like I said about Harris, he distributed the ball so well, and we got a problem coming up there, which is a good problem to have, is Shake and Bake's ready to come back. Baines is ready to come back. And who do they want to pull off of this receiving core? That's a tough decision. You know, I suppose the only obvious answer is Duncan Busby, but and I'd have a hard time yanking Robustelli out of there, or Myers. That Robustelli, he's coming up clutch when we need him, and gets those long yardages when we're second and long. Like, it's a good problem to have, but who are you going to put in there or pull? You know, that's the problem. The guy gets injured and the the guy that's replacing you, he comes up big, and he may never get back in the lineup. It's sad but true, but like I said, it's a good problem to have. But all in all, I suppose the only real complaint I'd have about defense, hate picking on one guy after such a good game, but the combo, I don't know, he, like the touchdown they got, he was over there but not quite close enough, and lobbed it over his head. And one time he had a chance to really level out McInnes, and he pulled up on him. Man, you got a chance to give him a good knock, you know, as long as it's a legal hit. You give the receiver another thought in his head: don't come into my zone, buddy, or you're gonna pay a price. And he pulled up. Man, I was disappointed. I don't like seeing that. And take him down legally and move on. But to pull up on him, nah, can't do that. Like, and he didn't. I think he had 2 tackles all bloody game. You never seem to see him in there in the play. You know, even like a lot of other teams, man, your safeties are the guys that are getting those loss of yards tackle at the line of scrimmage. And like, I don't know if it's because of the way the defense is, but like I said, I don't like picking on one guy, but we got a guy coming up forward. Maybe he can be our replacement there. I like Dalkey's style better, but he's been doing okay at linebacker, playing him in that position in special teams right now. But he's a harder hitter, and I guess the combo would beat him on coverage, I guess. Like, his style, the combo, is more, I think, for the design for being a corner than a safety. You need to be a real smart player back there. That Duquay, or what his name from Montreal, is my favorite safety. But I'll end the video. Man, oh man, never doubt you again, Riders. Ha ha, hopefully not. I know I can turn real fast, but they showed the league and Rider fans that they got some gusto. Came back, and if Harris can still light it up like that for the rest of the season, stay upright. Oh, before I quit, I should give kudos to that O-line. You know, new guy in there, Washington again. I watched as much as I could. I haven't seen the replay yet, but only I think the one time his guy got through and hit Harris late in the play. But other than that, man, I seen him pancake a couple guys. I'd like to see them get recognized for that. Like, he just absolutely pancaked a guy twice. What I mean by pancaking, he smashed him so hard he knocked him right back on his ass. You know, and he was part and parcel of that first run too. He's the guy, I believe, that led her up the field from the opposite side. Yeah, you gotta give kudos to the O-line when they play like that. You know, Harris, except for those couple times when he did his spin thing, once into double coverage and interception, and well, twice. The other one he did the spin and got lucky they didn't intercept it. Like, he's got that internal clock and puts him in panic mode. How you can, and Harris, big game again, and leads the league probably in completion percentage. Man, oh man, keep her up, Harris. You'll keep me off your back. You know. Anyway, that's about it. Getting long enough here. Sorry about my running out of wind. seem to be getting worse and worse. But she's nice fresh air today. Well, it looks fresh. I don't know. It seems misty or smoky out. Maybe that's the problem. I'll blame it on that. Anyway, till next time, I'll talk to you all again. Comment down below. Love the comments. Keep them coming. How do you like those Roughriders, folks? How do you like them Roughriders? Looking pretty damn sweet, aren't they? 5-1, baby. 5-1. And I hope this continues right through Labor Day. Anyway, Edmonton's next, I believe. And can't take them too lightly. So until next time, thanks for watching, and hit that like button, hit the comments up, and we'll talk to you all later. Go Riders, go, baby. We're 5-1, 5-1, baby.